Okie dokie, everybody. Welcome back to another Final Fantasy stream. Kind of Final Fantasy, because we're doing Espers again, or summons, or eidolons, or aeons, or icons, whatever you want to call these. I have here some sketches of the almighty sea serpent, Leviathan, and they're basically iterations over the same base one, so I chose that one. And let me show it real quick. Probably gonna go with this. This is the latest one. What's this? Nothing? Oh, it's something over that. Yeah. I had some others, or here I had several, but ultimately I decided to go with that because it was the one I liked the most. I hope you agree with me. So between 1, 2, 3, and 4. 4 was a close competitor, but I didn't like the fact that the muzzle was inside the silhouette. So I chose 1. 2 was also pretty good, but they were all pretty similar anyway. So I'm kind of happy with this, and yeah, I'll go ahead and add some details to this as much as possible. Yo, Industrial Media Chase, how goes it? We'll see where we can go from here. It's gonna be, I'm probably gonna have to try a few variations of this. Actually, I will. Yeah, it was also my favorite, honestly. So I was trying to see, so I added some extra stuff. Like, I don't know if I want, where's the previous one? Not this, the previous. That one. I guess I got too many. Okay, so this is the same. I don't know if I want the extra wingy things like here, like this. I don't know if I want that because it's crossing with tail, and might have to move the tail a little bit. Yeah, sure. Let me launch Discord. Also, I am going to use a filthy trick through the scales today that I learned this morning. Because Clip Studio is pretty good at this. So I like filthy tricks. Oh, by the way, let me announce. Hold on a second. Let me announce stream is live. Owen. There you go. Alright. I am the live stream voice. No. So, gonna wait for Chase to be on, and then I can talk about this. Might be a little too many spikes. I think it reads a little better. This simpler version.
Yo, what's up?
Yo, how's it going?
I'm a bit tired. I woke up a little bit late, but I was stood up all night, so...
Yeah, I noticed.
The reason why.
I noticed that. So hopefully everything else is okay. Hey, Kevin. Mr. Kevin. How are you doing? I was trying to decide whether I want, apart from the extra details I've added to this, like the longer fins and whatnot, the horns. I don't know if I want the extra pieces on the wings. Let's call them wings, fin wings. Because they are pretty cool, but it's kind of creating a bit of a mess here with the tail. And I like the squiggly. Maybe I can just move it here. Chase.
Could you repeat what you wanted to do?
Yes. So this, see, the top one doesn't have the X sort of shape. Oh, hey, Mr. Just J, welcome back. It's been a while. We missed you.
I prefer the X shape.
Yeah, me too. I have to figure out what to do with the tail there, because it's clearly not okay over there. Over there. Maybe I can just make it a little longer. Let me copy it from. and I'm gonna erase it. How are you guys doing? You can see we are back to Final Fantasy. And then I will think what Pokemon I want to do as the next angry Pokemon. We might have a stream that's just it has ... What? These are fins.
It's been a while. He's saying it has.
Oh,
been a
it
while.
has. Yeah,
Jeez, I
somebody
pay
said-
attention to what you say
the-
more than you do.
Yeah, it's a chat delay. I'm also thinking about the drawing. Have mercy. So how have you been, Mr. J? Mr. J. Oh, where is it here?
Yeah, I was
So-
up all night and couldn't get any sleep. I did end up going to Jake's stream last night, and I
Oh.
popped in and talked with him for a little bit.
Oh, nice.
He was well, I decided to leave a little bit because he's doing the new game plus for FF16, and I actually want to play the game, so I didn't want to spoil
Right,
anything
same.
from it.
Same.
But before he got into it, he was showing off his amiibos because he got the Pyra and Mithra amiibos
okay.
yesterday, and they come together in a pack. And like he was showing, like when you have the amiibos together, like their arms, you can like kind of interlink their arms together, like with the crook of their elbows or
Yeah.
something. Like, and he mentioned it was something like a puzzle. And I was like, oh my god, a softcore puzzle. That's what it came off as.
Really?
Like, I mean, it's interesting. You can take the two amiibos and have them like interlink their arms, but it's also like it's Pyra and Mithra, so it's a bit weird.
Yes. I understand what you mean. I understand. Okay, I think I solved the tail issue. Probably gonna leave this one. I've been still trying to stay positive, was depressed. Oh, I'm sorry to hear that.
Been through it.
What?
I said
What'd you
I've
say?
been through that, so I know how
Yeah,
it feels.
same. Yeah, same. That's what kept me from drawing for about a year. So, yes. So, by the way, we are going to have a monthly challenge next month. You can probably kind of tell what's going to be because it's a specific month, but I'm not going to tell you now so that you will have to wait for the prompt. And it's going to be, let's see, I think I'm going to... Yeah, we can start even if it's just the 30th. Yeah, we can start the 30th. So officially from Tuesday, but I don't know if I'm gonna post it on Tuesday or the Sunday. Probably on Sunday, so we'll see. We'll share in the Discord. Yeah, please do. I see face purple, smiling tears. What is it on YouTube? Let me see. Okay. All right. Kind of sucks that Restream does not relay the emojis. It kind of sucks. So, I might as well try the little trick now. I'm gonna go with this first. So you might remember that I said I do not want to draw all the scales, right? And that is partially true. I will have to draw most of the scales, but I don't want to have to draw all of the scale. I'll do something else. Let's see if I should.
I think you can get away with it with Leviathan. Leviathan is like, it's more serpentine, but it's a water creature, so the body is a little more slippery and slithery. I mean, I can imagine having some sort of, I don't know how else.
Well,
to put it,
at
like,
least something like this, right? On the bottom.
yeah, I mean, when I think of like a sea serpent, I think of something almost mucusy in terms of the texture of its skin.
Yeah. That's yes. So I'm gonna use a trick because I am mean. Man, the Ifrit you did was cool. Creativity is really empowering. Well, thank you. I'm glad if it is. So if you need motivation, we mention it. This is a best opportunity to do that. So if you go to my Art of Nemo website, the Art of Nemo website, this one, theartofnemo.com. What happened to my... I'm not logged in anymore. That's weird. Oh, I guess it logged me out. So you go here and you scroll down. You can see there is a lacking motivation to do art. Let me share some once a week. So it's a newsletter, and it's not spam. I promise. It's just, why is this here? Anyway, it's just basically weekly art motivation thing, like ideas on what to draw, and you can see the latest issues here. Just this is the previous one, not the latest one. And it's just a very short read that hopefully is going to help you get some motivation and give you some prompts. So some characters, creatures, and environments. And then an artist of the week, just, you know, to know new people might be inspirational to a degree. So if you want, just sign up here, and once a week I will send over an email that hopefully will help you, you know, get motivated and draw more. That's all. All right. So that's it for my promotional message. What I'm gonna do here is which one was this?
Oh god, I got a pimple on the back of my neck.
Ouch! Squeeze it.
No.
No?
It's just been like very sweaty lately, so they're showing up more.
Let's see. Yeah, relate. Center. No, center is gonna be 500. So here, what I will do is take a brush, maybe a triangle brush, and I will draw the section of this serpent. Okay, cool. Mr. J. So I'm gonna try to think about the section of this thing. So it's probably gonna be, let's see, how is it gonna be on top? Let me see something that's better. Because clearly I'm not going to draw all of it. So let me see how it comes out if I use a brush. So the one that's most convenient to do is Final Fantasy VIII because it doesn't have scales, but I do want it to have some sort of scales at some point, somewhere. So what can I do? What kind of section can I give it? Let me see. Maybe pointy, so it goes this. Go something like this, maybe. I wonder if this can work. Hopefully it does. I can try with this. Let's see. So what I'm gonna do now is fill this thing. Close and fill. Not with black. Probably another layer. And edit. Register material image. And I will register it, I don't know, it's gonna be scale it to what?
Mustard flavored Skittles. That's an abomination.
I have no idea what that is.
You never had Skittles?
I don't think so. I'm not sure.
God. It's like you people are deprived over there. But you probably don't want to try the mustard flavored ones.
Probably not. So let me see if this little trick worked. Although at some point, unless I find a shape that I like, it's better to just use whatever is at hand.
Here's one neat trick to make Leviathan work.
Well, no, it's one trick to draw scales if you're lazy like me, or to have at least something you can trace over. I'm gonna duplicate this. Piece of two. I'm gonna call it a scale brush. Very end. Okay. And so now I will edit this brush. And we'll go to, what was the tip? Material. And I will choose, find it. Fuck. Here. Scale 2. Okay. It's not doing anything right now. Because it's Why is it not doing anything? Oh, did it? Oh god, did I think I did not save the yep, I did not save both layers. Oops. I did not save both layers. My bad. I get it. Register material image. Materials, image, brush, scale 2. I'm gonna have to find a way to remove the others. Brush tip. Okay. So I'm gonna scroll down again. Hopefully I can find it easily. There you go. Scale 2, probably this. No, it's the other. How did it save them? Come on. This is embarrassing. It was working today. The other works. But I don't want that shape. Is it this? Yeah. There you go. Alright. So as you probably noticed, now I'm not just drawing this brush shape. I'm drawing a three-dimensional shape. So let's see. I have to remove the... I mean, I can leave it for...
Leviathan's about to eat a big banana.
Yeah. Here's the brush size. There's a minimum probably. Let's see if this works better. Yeah. Like that. And this is basically how I figured out I could draw scales because I am very lazy. So if I do something like this, overlay, or multiply, I have some sort of guide to draw them. Now the point is, will I ever be able to draw it over well enough so that it looks like it looks good? I don't know. But I can try.
The curve of the body looks a bit weird to me.
Why?
Well, you've got like the large section, and then when it goes up into where the head area is, it kind of tapers off in width. And so it makes it seem like the body section is much larger than the section connecting to the head. Like if you look at the curve, well, I'm saying like right before the X, it just suddenly gets smaller and it feels a little bit weird. Like if you straightened out the creature, it would like, it would, I mean, if that's what you're going for, then I guess that's fine.
I thought it could be a little more thick in some areas. I don't know if that works though. You're saying it doesn't work. Well, I can just try a variation of this.
Well, I guess I'm thinking like in terms of like a snake, since Leviathan is like a sea serpent. Like it's weird if you straightened out the body of the snake and then all of a sudden there's just a huge big bulge in the middle of the snake rather than something uniform throughout the body.
But that could be. Well, I can try.
I get the tail because it's a perspective thing, but the upper portion where the head and the V shape or the X shape is, that to me seems to be in the same range as the body. So that's
I did want that part to be a little thicker. That was intentional. But if you say it doesn't work, you can try to change it a little bit. Make it a little smaller. Like this is probably more uniform. I guess just a little. These uniforms. Uniform.
Miss Uniform.
So you're saying Jake's stream was pretty cool. He was not talking about spoilers when he joined at the beginning?
No, he was doing his like pre-stream, just kind of chatting about stuff.
Yeah. I used to watch that part when I was in Japan more than the latest like part that comes later. But nowadays I obviously can't because it's very early in the morning. So
yeah.
I don't know. Do you think it works a little better? It is a little thicker now. It's a little more similar. It probably kind of looks like that a little bit still, but also because there are some spikes here, so I attribute it to that.
I think it looks better. Yeah.
All right, let's keep this in. The Pope has spoken. The King. He's a
I'm
good
just
idea
giving my
person.
opinions. You can do whatever you want with them.
No, I
but
know, but
I'm
I
just
trust.
saying.
I trust your opinions. It's fine. Because I am the one, drawing. So sometimes I just don't see things, and I want to have at least one audience opinion, one user opinion, instead of just
Right.
me being there, making things up alone.
Well, I do notice some things that you don't notice, like sometimes when
Yeah.
you don't upload shadows to things.
Yeah, I just absolutely didn't notice that. I don't know. Sometimes I'm just whatever. I guess something happens. Maybe I forget.
Well, it's okay because I sometimes don't notice them either until I decide to like make variations or do mock-ups with scenes, and I'm like, wait a second, this doesn't look right. This doesn't even have a shadow.
Right. Didn't have to blow my nose. I was out cutting weeds outside because there was a forest
Oh boy.
instead of a yard. Just...
Do you guys have like a homeowners association there?
No, not really. Otherwise, they would have already complained about this. It's not even ours.
Well,
This is my uncle's
yeah.
yard, but he doesn't care,
I,
and so
I I only mention that just because in certain neighborhoods in America, like there are homeowners associations, and if you don't take like good care of your yard, you'll actually get complaints
yeah, I
and people
know.
showing up asking you about it.
I know. I mean, it's good for keeping the mood in the neighborhood nice. I guess I don't know.
Well, they think it's like a reflection of the neighborhood too. They want
Yeah.
everyone to be like, yeah, everybody here takes care of their houses. It's more of like a cultural thing. Like you
Mhm.
need to take care of the house and the yard that the house is on, that kind of
Yeah,
thing.
I understand.
Otherwise,
Yeah.
people that might be interested in moving to the neighborhood might be like, well, I'm not sure about some of the people who live here if they don't even take care of
Right.
their houses or maintain
Yeah.
everything.
Understandable. Yeah. So now let me see if I. This is pretty useful for scales. I don't know if I like the shape that I gave it. First color that might be on here. Too many. Okay. Oh. A little. Man, this is hard. I'm kind of regretting trying this. It's a cool trick. It works. If it works. I mean, it's pretty close. I don't know. Too close? What do you think? Probably a little too. Yeah, a little too. They might be a little. Obviously, these are just. I don't have to draw them all. And it would be better if they were in tune with everything else.
It's an interesting idea. I would do it just for the underside and not the top side, though.
Yeah, that's probably what I'm gonna do. I think these are too close, though. Let me edit the brush. Oh. I'm just, it's just a lazy ass person's way to draw scales. I would still go over them. It's just that I want some kind of guide, because if I have to, draw the guide as well, think about perspective. I think that's how they do it. Like for Grand Blue stuff. I don't think they do it manually. I honestly, that would seem very weird. They're extremely precise, so I have to guess that's what they do.
You think that's lazy? I have texture packs where I just take the texture, like a 4K texture, and make it an overlay over whatever I'm working on.
I mean, why not?
I can't draw magma. I'm just going to use a magma texture and make it.
Yeah, that's legit. I don't want to draw that, but okay.
Hello, Emperor of Cheese.
Hello
Yes,
there,
you did hear
Emperor.
lazy.
Speaking of laziness, there you go. Okay, I'm probably gonna leave them for the underside, but this makes me think. whether or not it's what I'm doing is wrong. Because, okay, admittedly, the brush has a limit. It's not a 3D thing, so it's always facing towards the camera. So I don't know if I can use this. Unless, because obviously it's not, it's always front facing, right? Everything is, see that? It's always facing us. This is facing us, this is coming towards us. So it's good for some areas, but here it's wrong. So this should be right. Damn it. Yeah, I don't know if it's a method I can use. Unless I just use something like this. Then I edit it. I'm doing okay, Emperor of Cheese. Or I just make a single one of those. So I draw, what if I draw some of these? First, I should probably not do this right now. But like I could draw like 1 or 2 of these, and then I make a brush that's like that shape, and that should be repeatable. Probably. Yeah, my scale brush, yeah. I don't know, I might just do it manually. It's just, it takes a long time. Have mercy. Have mercy. Be a little bigger. Oh, I sent over some plants, by the way.
3D model I made, the thorn wheel. Yeah. I had, well, because of the way the perspective works in game, I basically, I made the wheel, I set up the keyframes to animate it, and then with the camera, I had to do like an X rotation of the camera. Like it's like 72 degrees or something, so that way you get that sort of angled up to down perspective, because that's the way that the characters kind of come across in game. So it's not like it's animated on a plane. I just 3D modeled it and changed the position of the camera.
See,
I like it though. It looks really good.
Yeah.
I don't think Nemo has seen it yet.
No, I've seen the preview. That's it. I don't remember you saying that. But hey, Ahmed, hey. Sorry, I was very focused on trying to figure out what I want to do with this next, because I'm gonna have to texture it somehow. I think I'm gonna use not 9, 8 as a reference. Sorry, I become a little silent when I'm thinking about this.
Okay.
But I did watch the thing you sent yesterday, the UAP one. I actually wanted to say something. Yeah, I forgot to send you a message yesterday. He did say the biological remains were not human. He didn't say they were not from Earth though, so they were not known biology. I wonder if he meant they were like animals or something. Because we did send animals to space, or we used animals for experiments. So who knows? I don't know.
My position is show me evidence. Like, if you're gonna talk about these things, show me the bodies, show me the aircraft that you extracted.
Pretty much.
I mean, otherwise it's just like you're saying these things. It's like, okay, but human beings lie all of the time, so I'm skeptical. But he did say that. I mean, they did say they're going to do more congressional hearings on it, and he's going to give them a list of people that they can question. So it's still to be determined, I suppose. For whatever it's worth, the government denied everything he said, but of course they would. Everything he said implicates them, so.
Well, we'll see how it goes. We will see. Literally. Sea, like sea captain. Like sea serpent. The good thing about Leviathan, I guess, is that because it is a sea serpent, I don't have to literally draw 100 scales like this, like I did for Charizard. It can be a little more fishy. Earrings, boring anyways. I have to go get lunch. Okay, get lunch. Eat well, kimchi. eat some good kimchi.
I mean, I find hearings boring too, but they're about aliens, so that's a little more interesting than normal hearing.
Yeah, I was curious. I was honestly pretty curious because it's like, okay, well, he's saying this under oath. I wonder. I don't know. I spoke with a colleague of mine and like a web dev colleague, and he said because a certain person, he's not very in favor of a certain person that we all might know, of a certain color, and he said that because said person made it impossible for people to be incarcerated or charged for perjury. It's a joke basically, so they can say whatever they want because nobody's gonna ever get charged for perjury. I don't know.
I mean, it's very uncommon to get charged with perjury.
I wonder though. I mean, unless someone has some sort of agenda to push with this UAP thing, why would you say that? Like, it's several people. Like, why would they make this up? Just create disturbance in the force? I don't know. It seems kind of weird. But I don't know. I'm not in the government, so it might be in their interest to have people, or at least a portion of people's attention on that. Hey, I see what you mean, Cheese. I see.
I mean, the world could be spiraling into economic disarray. That doesn't mean that the claims are either true or false based on that. You can care about more than one thing at a time.
Oh,
Like if we're speaking legitimately, like this, if it were true that there were alien spacecraft, there were alien bodies found on board, and we had possession of them, that would be like one of the biggest news events in the history of the planet. We're talking like other species from other worlds have visited us.
Yeah, that's why I'm a little perplexed of how it was received. Like, well, I guess everyone thinks he's lying, or they are lying because nobody blinked, even. So if that's but I was careful to listen to him, and he literally didn't say not from Earth. He said not human. That can be a lot of things. So he said biological material that was not human. I don't know how to take that because it could be anything not human. So,
well, during the hearing, they made other claims too that are a little harder to
outlandish
to use that logic when they're talking about like they're observing like aircraft. And the objects were staying completely stationary in Category 4 hurricane winds, and then the objects would accelerate to supersonic speeds. That is a little... I mean, that's not just like, oh, this is just some aircraft that China is working
I just
on.
I just wonder if... So my rational mind always tries to explain away things that are, just because I want to be sure, I want to be convinced of the opposite before trying to believe something that might be false.
Sure, yeah, that's what you should do.
So what my brain thought, okay, well, he also said, one of the two guys said that him and his wife witnessed to stuff that was disturbing. I don't know, I'm still holding on to that. Maybe they put some kind of animal or something in these crafts while someone was testing them. And because of the acceleration and stuff, they were absolutely destroyed, but they were crushed by the G-forces. And so that's why it was disturbing. I don't know. I'm just trying to explain it away logically, because otherwise I really don't know what to think. But that's still on the table, obviously. Like, if my first idea when I saw these things, because of the G-forces, implied either they're using some sort of quantum tunneling, like they have said sometimes, a technology, so there is no real acceleration for them in the craft, or it's got to be some drone, because any being we know, at least carbon-based beings, that's subject to such forces would be destroyed completely. Like, you cannot accelerate from 0 to 20 Mach 20 and stay intact. It will be pulverized, literally. So
Well, they're talking about some things that are very difficult to believe. Like,
yeah.
it was either today or yesterday, one of them was talking about how they found superconductors that were room temperature, which is very difficult to believe. A superconductor operating at room temperature levels
Mhm.
of I don't know. I'm very skeptical of all of these claims, but at the same time, I need to hear more, and I need to see more evidence rather than people just
Yeah,
claiming
that's the
things.
problem, right? It's always just people talking instead of showing anything. But obviously, if the government denies and it's secret stuff, right? They cannot just show it unless someone steals the material. Um, I don't know what to think. Could as well be some technology they're trying to keep secret. Who knows? That's the most likely explanation that I always gave. Uh, Although one point that was raised by this colleague of mine was we are pretty good at avoiding radar. Like, we build technology that can camouflage against radar, but we can pick these things up with radar. So if they're so advanced, why did they not use uh, radar camouflage or a heat signature camouflage or stuff like that? I don't know. Just don't know.
I don't know. That might to give a counter argument. That just might not be something that they think about when they develop the
Right.
technology.
That's what I
But
thought.
we're not. If we're talking about an alien species, we don't really know what the trajectory of their technological progress has been, because maybe they don't have radar or use radar. Maybe radar is something that's, a little beneath their technological progress, so they wouldn't even consider that. But I don't know.
Probably.
It's difficult to say. I just think the probabilities that aliens have visited us is small. And, if it turns out that the craft themselves are real, but the more likely explanation, as you said, is probably some sort of government technology that they've kept secret.
Yeah.
Still, I mean, people have been observing some of the videos of the craft and whatnot, and pointing out some of the physical flaws and attributing that to pre-existing aircraft. So that suggests either it's, something that's been developed in secrecy that kind of doesn't abide by the same laws of physics that most of our aircraft do, which, I mean, that raises questions in and of itself. But I don't know. I mean, like I said, I find it interesting and intriguing to talk about, but at the same time, right now, it's all just kind of specious and
Yeah. Well,
hypothetical.
it's just speculation, obviously, because there is nothing concrete or plastic. So it's too bad. It's too bad. I was hoping. I'm always hoping for some kind of reveal that's like Independence Day type of reveal, but it never happens. So if it does happen at some point, I don't think it's gonna be like that anyway. It's probably gonna be very boring, or a little
Oh
by
yeah.
little.
I mean, it's just like, I guess it depends on like what, if they're here, what exactly are they doing? Just collecting intelligence on us, that kind of thing. I don't know. I
Vacation.
feel like
On holiday. Earthy holidays.
actually I watched a Star Trek episode about this the other day, from the Next Generation. What
Mhm.
the Federation does is they're always scouting for planets and civilizations that are about to achieve like high tech space travel, like going warp speed, that kind of thing.
Yeah.
And when a civilization is about to achieve warp speed, allowing them to sort of explore the universe, that's when the Federation sort of reaches out to them and wants to get like a grasp or a feel for whether or not they're open to understanding and even coming to terms with the fact that there are other civilizations other than their
Huh?
own. So what they do is they actually have they send people to the planets and they spy on the alien species there, and they'll take like a member of their crew and they'll like biologically augment them to resemble a member of the other species.
Yeah.
And so that the member of the Federation that's there will sort of get like a feel for, how open are these people to the idea that there are other alien species, would they be more hostile, or are they sort of, going to be accepting of that idea, and can we work together with them? And by the end of the episode, it was like the alien species were not ready to join the Federation and be open to the idea of other people existing in the universe. So they eventually just denied them the opportunity to join the Federation and left. And it just, like, they covered it up and said it was just, some little story that very few people are going to remember.
Well, that's an interesting take. I wonder. At least it's an interesting take, right? It's one of the possibilities. Why not? Maybe there is a galactic federation or something, and we are just not aware.
There are aliens that just look like humans, but they're trying to see if we would be okay with the idea.
No, they
of
look like Gungans.
Existing. That'd be the worst.
They talk like
the only two races in the universe are humans and Gungans.
That's awesome.
That's a black pill timeline if I ever heard one.
At any rate, if they're intelligent, let's hope they're not like us. Maybe a dark projection won't be screwed, like, because we're mean and we kill and mock and destroy. I don't know. Some people suck, but there are a few good people. Most people suck, though. I would have to say. Most people are just bad, unfortunately. I'm not one of those. I promise. I try not to be one of the bad guys. I try really hard. Sometimes I manage to. Some others I don't. But hey. But at least for this, with this drawing, I get to draw the thing that I like the most. Fins, membranes. Since I put them everywhere, now I can just put them here legitimately. Legitimate. Why not? Obviously, we're missing a lot of people that joined Final Fantasy streams. That joined Pokemon streams. Yeah, but I prefer this. I honestly prefer this. So, interspersing. I can do both.
Yeah, why not? You could do, like, you could go back and forth, do a Pokemon, then when that's finished, go to do a summon, then go back to Pokemon.
Yeah.
Might be a nice change of pace.
I'm low-key considering doing Bahamut next month. But I don't know, Bahamut is difficult. It's my favorite, and I don't know if I've got the skills to do it as I would like. So, Ifrit was also one of my favorites. I mean, all the ones I'm doing are in order, I guess, my favorite. I could do Diablos, though. Or Diablos, though, whatever you want to say it one way or the other.
Deborah.
Deborah, what?
Do you remember Deborah from Dragon Ball?
Oh, yeah, sure.
He's the Demon King that Goku and Vegeta fought during the Blue arc.
The red guy. Yeah. I remember that specifically because there was an Italian politician. They put his voice on him, on the character.
Really?
Yeah, and it was very good. Like, because he talks like that. He literally talks like that. I guess he smokes a lot. I don't know. But it was ridiculous. So I remember him or both for that, I guess. I'm gonna look it up later for you if you want. It's kind of funny.
I thought that was weird in the show. Deborah was like the king of the entire demon realm, and he's just like a lackey serving under. Babidi.
That's always It's so at that point, Dragon Ball becomes a little weird because everyone has someone that's stronger. So you come to think that Boo, is this primordial entity created by Babidi. Or Babidi, I guess. Babidi, whatever the name was.
It was Babidi.
Babidi, okay.
Babidi was the dad, yeah.
Yeah, so you come to think, okay, so the Boo was stronger. I guess, okay, maybe Boo, the original Boo without heart was stronger, let's say. But then in Super you got gods, like literal gods, and so it becomes ludicrous at that point. It's a little, the power creep is insane, in my opinion.
I don't know. It's weird. Like I'm basically Satan, Deborah, and I'm just like a lackey who's nowhere near as strong as Boo.
I mean, Satan
it's
was
just ridiculous.
also Piccolo, sort of. He was also some kind of demon, right? Of that kind. He was like the king of the demons, right? King Piccolo.
Well, yeah,
right?
until they retconned him into just being a Namekian.
Yeah. So, Hades or Odin? You know what's stopping me from doing Odin? The horse.
The horse, yeah.
With 8 legs. Sleipnir. I don't know. That's a lot of legs for a horse.
I've seen it, but I honestly never think it looks that good.
Odin or the horse?
No, like the legs of the horse.
Yeah.
Like that's just way too hard to pull off, in my opinion.
You know, it's the same reason why most spiders, when they're drawn, especially if they're cartoony, you did not draw 8 legs, but 6 or 4, because it's so many.
I wonder where this comes from.
Oh, not just yours, but also because I did some for Ethermon, and it was like, well, let's do 4 legs at the beginning, or 6. I think we kept them to 6 because I told them, like, look, there's a reason if the Pokemon only have 4 legs. It's because it's hard to make it look good if you draw so many legs. It's kind of clumsy looking. So, Ramu or Lamu. That is
it's like
it's on the plate.
It's like Ariados, the Pokemon.
Yes.
Like it only has 4 legs, but I understand that from the design perspective. If you added 8 legs to that, it would look terrible.
Yeah,
you would have to make it a whole lot bigger, and I don't know.
Yeah, so assuming that is the reason, design purposes. Ramu is basically a character, so the reason why I'm not doing it now is because I did Shiva, and so I didn't want to do 2 characters back to back. Basically, I don't want these to look like eyes, though. I might remove.
With Rama, you probably have to take a little more creative liberties, because Rama is often just like an old man wearing a robe. Yes. So doing something a little cooler with that would be nice.
Yeah, I don't have ideas about that yet. That's why I didn't do it. Like, I don't want to do a simple old man with a robe.
Imagine if you did something like Raiden from Mortal Kombat, you know, the guy with the eyes that just glow, and he wears the hat.
Oh, okay. But he's still a person. I mean, obviously, if I did Ramu like that, he would be like, yeah, with glowing eyes, you know. With very, very strange proportions, probably the robe. Kind of like the 14 version, I think. So proportion-wise would be like the head very small. Maybe long arms, giant staff. I don't know. I am not sure what I would like to do instead of just it being an old man. It's literally what it is. In all of the games, it's just an old man. So, I would have to think really well about that. Not sure right now. Not sure yet. Bless you.
Thank you. You know, I think 14 has like a mount of Rama. Have you ever seen that?
Mount like a horse, or mount like mountain?
Right. They took Rama and turned him into like a centaur. So he's got the top half, but then the bottom half is like the horse body.
Let's see. Okay. I don't know if I like this. It's an interesting take with the wings, though. I like the idea of the wings. I could give it wings. Him. Yeah, it's a centaur basically. I don't know. It doesn't feel much like Ramu though to me. I have.
You know what?
Yeah.
That would be an interesting take on Odin, turning Odin into a centaur.
Yeah, that could be. Yeah, why not? That could be because Odin otherwise is just Odin on the horse.
So instead of being like Odin and Sleipnir, it's Odin plus Sleipnir. That would be pretty cool.
I mean, it could be. It could be. We'll see. That's a good idea. It's a good idea. Other than that, yeah, we have Garuda, Phoenix, Diablos, Bahamut. I'm really thinking of doing Bahamut next month. And there's a specific reason for that. But who knows? Who ears? What did I? Oh, not both.
Saman Kucher, Baron of Bees.
Oh, hey, the Baron of Bees. The Emperor of Cheese is not here yet.
The bee's knees is here.
Bee's knees. The bee's knees. So we are doing a Leviathan, as you can see. And as I was about to say before, I have some preconceived ideas, preconceptions, I guess you can call them. I don't know, about what makes a good Leviathan, what makes a good Ramu, etc., because of how many games I played. So one of Chase's suggestions for this was to make it more bulky, maybe a little shorter. But I have to, like, it doesn't feel like Leviathan to me like that. Same for Shiva, like I had to keep a certain look because otherwise it didn't feel like Shiva to me. So you will do what next? I'm not sure yet. There are lots of...
You're saying probably Bahamut.
I would like to do Bahamut, but I am scared of doing that because I don't think I'm good enough to... Like, it would literally, like, the way I want to make it would take me a month. Because I would add so many details and stuff, like, would be kind of like Bahamut 0 or something, like with 4 wings.
You've got to give Bahamut some time. He deserves it.
Yeah, so I don't think it's gonna be Bahamut. I don't know. Might do Diablos. Or Phoenix. Or Garuda. I don't know. There are so many. Like, today I was, yesterday I was listening to some songs from the various Final Fantasy games. Valifor, nobody likes Valifor. That's why I might redo it. The problem with Valifor is that it's only Final Fantasy X. Same with Anima. Like, I like Anima, but it's just in Final Fantasy X. It's just no other lore apart from that. So, or Exion is also in 14. I mean, technically Valifor as well, but I didn't feel so compelled to do those that are not based on mythological creatures, let's say. Because the other, like the Leviathan obviously is, Bahamut is, although it's not exactly a dragon in mythology. Diablos is not, admittedly. Shiva is, Ifrit is, Ramu is, sort of, although it's not called Ramu. So I might.
Why do people not like Valifor?
What?
Why do people not like Valifor?
Oh no, I'm not a fan of Valifor. I've not seen Valifor in the top 10 lists. Merging summons.
The design is bad.
No, it's not bad. It was just like a smaller thing. I don't know. I want the summons to be like big and mean.
I see. Yeah.
So, King Mughal. Gilgamesh. Gilgamesh is hard. It's basically character design. That's gonna take longer than the werewolf book, and that's not even finished yet. You want to draw biblical themed monsters? Yes. Actually, one day, one of my little dreams would be to take all of the mythological monsters, draw my version, like do a good, nice illustration of them, and publish them all in a book. With obviously some small text explaining, you know, the original mythology. Something like that. One day, maybe.
It would be cool if you made it more like a golem. That'd be interesting.
Who?
Titan.
Like made of stone?
Right. Instead of just being a guy who lifts stones.
Yeah. But hey, Fiddle. Dragon. No, it's not a dragon. It's Leviathan. It's a sea dragon, a sea serpent. It's
Alexander. I think there's only one way to make Alexander.
3D, because I'm not going to draw all those little notches and mechanisms and homes. Alexander is one of my favorite summons also.
Yeah, Alexander is great.
It's like the version from Final Fantasy IX, that's epic. With the wings, like the angel wings. That is, as I said some streams ago, that's one of my favorite scenes ever in all video game history. Adamant Toys is not a summon, is it? In any game?
I don't think so.
No.
But Nemo has drawn one, I can tell you that.
Yeah, I've drawn some. So, I am fairly familiar with Toyses.
Cough, cough. In Vicunauts, cough, cough.
Yeah.
Mine was pretty cool, though, gotta admit.
It is. I think I showed it on stream when I was in Japan. I believe. I might have. You know, anyway, I was saying, I was listening to these some music from Final Fantasy, and there was a pixel version of Chaos from FF1. And I thought I could simply take some pixel monsters and upscale them. Like, I literally trace over them, make some minor edits, and do like an HD version. It's just that I would have no use for them, that's all. Like, I can do that. So I don't know. I've been thinking about that. It's a lazy way of doing things, but some of them have like this very cool stance, very nice character design, very nice silhouette. Vincent's monster forms, those are pretty cool. The what's called Galleon Beast.
They're basically all horror monsters. Technically, I feel like the ghoulie that you made would be a good example of one of them.
Oh yeah. I have very not vivid memories of that because they were only in FF7 PS1 for me, and I could not make out like what they were. Basically.
Well, there's like one that was based on Frankenstein, and then one that was based off of like the Texas Chainsaw Massacre. Okay. And then the first one was just like a purple demon like beast.
That might also be the only one I saw. I didn't play with Vincent. I didn't use Vincent.
And then the last one is just Satan.
Wow. Oh, nice. So yeah, well, we'll see. We will see, as always. In the meantime, let's do Leviathan. And the next Pokemon might be Mewtwo. Might be. I'm not sure. I'm undecided. Because I don't know how to draw Mewtwo in a mean form, because in my head it's already kind of mean looking. Obviously it's not very realistic, it's cartoony, but I don't know, it's more of a character design in that case, like literally, because it's kind of humanoid.
It's a cat fetus, yeah.
Pretty much. So, well, or I can do all of the dragons. Various dragons. But I said last time I don't want to do dragons. I can do a Venusaur. Or anything in between, I guess. I'm gonna decide by Saturday, probably. Or not, we'll see. I will try to decide by Saturday. I'll try. This is bad.
If you really want a challenge, you could take some of the worst designs and redo them and try to make them realistic. Like, what if you did like Corsola from Gen 2? Tried to make it like better looking.
Oh, it's just it's a football ball with spikes, kinda.
You could make a coral monster. I think it could work.
I mean, there's so many types of corals. Yeah, probably. But I have to say, I don't like corals that much in terms of shape design. Like, I don't tend to use corals a lot. I use a lot of tree forms like these. These are basically like tree branches and vines and stuff. Like the ones that I don't know if you saw the ones I sent over on Discord. I actually did some plant designs, sent them over.
Yeah.
So I like to draw plants and plant related shapes, basically forms. I was watching Steven Zapata stream. He was drawing a mushroom monster. Drawing a dead human skeleton, I guess. It was cool because he did it the same way you do with inks. Oh, nice. He's doing inks now? He's so good. He's so good with graphite. But I guess he's also good with...
That's a pretty common idea, though. I know in Romancing Saga 3, there's an enemy called the Fun Ghoul, and it's like a fungus growing out of a zombie. It's pretty cool.
Yeah? Fun Ghoul. Is it funny?
No, it's actually a little horrifying looking.
It's a bad joke. It's a bad joke.
You need to leave the puns to me. Most of my monsters are puns.
That's true. How is it's looking? Okay. Not too bad, but I don't like this. Like 1 and 2. Pretty much the same size. This is horrible looking. I'm gonna have to fix that. See, these are the things when I complain about the Pokemon designs. This is exactly what I was criticizing. Like, I see in my own designs and I try to fix it as much as possible. So I would be assuming that in a multi-billion-dollar company with only 120 employees, someone would notice that, but apparently not.
Does it have multiple eyes, or are those like vents on its head?
No, they're like vents. Obviously now you cannot tell.
Okay.
Yeah, it would be glowing. Yeah, I don't know. I might change that. I might just turn them into like stuff like that, maybe a little bit. Yeah. I have to give it like surface detail, basically like changing texture here and there, because otherwise it looks strange. I don't know. There is a look. This is a 3D rendition of the, I guess with the ZBrush probably, of the, where am I? Of the Final Fantasy VIII Leviathan. Like, some things are weird. I don't know. It's pretty accurate if you put it next to the original, but like these things, like the Moomba arms, these are bad. Mr. Nomura, these are like bad. It literally, it's like pasted on. It literally ruins everything in the design. This and this. And I don't know if I'm a fan of this sort of surface. It's a serpent, but at least on one side probably needs scales. I keep yawning today. Sorry, I'm not sleeping much these days. Like very little. I'm lucky if I get 6 hours a night.
I do not like the wings on that. They don't feel like they're functional or do
they
anything
are
for the
they're
design.
like claws.
Which is dumb.
Yeah, they're kind of dumb. He's learning Clip Studio Paint, so he's trying to learn. Okay, yeah, good way to do it. Since mushrooms monsters is basically using a human skeleton and as his skeleton to me was funny. Okay, I see. Leviathan
Well, Nemo
is,
uses his body parts to draw things too.
Oh yeah. I mean, I can just take myself, use myself as a skeleton model, so it's fine.
Let me just take my skin off, and then I'll get a nice photo.
Oh, I don't need that. Not these days. Not that much anymore. Thank you, daughter. Thanks to my daughter, I don't need to do that. Thank you for getting me very sick. I have not recovered yet. Oh my, wait.
Welcome back, cheese.
Welcome back,
Mr.
Emperor
Cheese.
Bros. Bromperer.
Emperor of the ladies.
Ladies Emperor. I'm a huge fan of the surface details of 14's designs, like all of them across the board. I just feel like they're not very decided. Some of them are a little strange, like you cannot write. It's like all the same material. It's all like veiny and bumpy like rocks, but you don't know exactly what it is. So I would appreciate a little more variety because I don't want to leave. What's this thing? I think I spit on my tablet. Jeez.
I think they were trying to make them like look a little more realistic, but it kind of gets into an issue of it like looking indiscernible.
Yeah,
Like,
because
what
you
is
don't
this
know what
detail
is
supposed
what.
to be. Yeah.
So I'm kind of using that as a guideline, but then probably gonna branch out. Also, these are gonna be a little more cartoony, I guess, because they're more Granblue-esque than in terms of rendering. In 14, I would like to learn the rendering of 14. The problem is that's concept art; it's not an illustration, so they're not really finished. You can't present a finished piece like that. It's like, okay, for concepting, yes, but that's pretty much it. Something like this here, probably. I do like all the, you know, as I said, like the ridges, like they look like interlocking veins or whatnot. Yes. But then again, you don't know exactly what that is.
Which Colossus cheese? Because there's in Shadow of the Colossus, there's like a couple of different serpent.
Yes, I did
colossi.
play it. I played the PS2 version. I would like to play the remaster. Did you play the remaster, Chase?
Oh yeah, I have it. Played it multiple times.
That's a very, very nice game. Very poetic. I really enjoyed it. I should get the PS4 version.
The large flying one, that's the 13th, I think.
Okay, I
It's,
see which one you mean. Yeah.
Yeah, Phalanx, I believe.
I forgot the name. With flaps on its back. Yeah, I like the flaps on the back. Oh, I forgot someone's message. You know, the mushroom monsters was used to assume a skeleton to grow on, like a platform to grow on, so it can move instead of being a pile of mushrooms. Okay. Well, like the cordyceps, I guess, from The Last of Us. I don't know. Be something like that.
God, now I want to play Shadow again. That's the nice thing about that game is it doesn't take too long to beat, so you can play it through rather quickly. And the fights are also fun.
They're really unique. Like each of them is different, so.
Like the bird boss that you have to wait for him to fly down at you and you grab onto his wings. The first time I played that game, it blew my mind. That's what you're supposed to do.
I mean, considering it's a PS2 game, it was pretty advanced. Are there not some new colossi in the remaster?
I don't think so.
Sure, 'cause I'm pretty sure I saw some pictures of one, or I forgot the last boss of the original. I know I finished it.
Yeah, in my opinion, I think I dislike the last boss the most. It just, I don't know. It's just like a tower, and you have to climb it, and it's a little bit annoying.
Right, but it looked different in some videos that I saw for the remaster. Or maybe it's something else. I don't know. I think I saw one that was different, or that I just did not remember. Not sure. Currently working on a monster redesign myself. It's a rock mage with crystals. I'm working on something like that for a game that I'm working on, not for Chase. Something similar to that. Feel free to post it or if you need feedback in the Discord. We should release The Last Guardian on PC. I did not play The Last Guardian. It did not. So, I loved Shadow of the Colossus. I did not like Ico that much. Or Eco. because in Japanese it's like Iko, like first or one. Was not a fan of that.
Oh yeah, is that the game that's like, what is it, either a prequel or a sequel
It's a
to Shadow?
I don't know if it's a prequel or a sequel, but it's like it comes before, like it came out before. It was the first game. In fact, Shadow of the Colossus was supposed to be called Nico, like second, right? Iko, Nico, right, in Japanese. But it didn't. It's better. Also because the other alternative name, Wanda and the Colossus, like Wonder and the Colossus.
Wonder, yeah.
It sounded like Wanda. So you probably don't want to call Wanda a male character. At least not back then. I don't know about now.
Yeah, I don't think it's just necessary. I like Shadow of the Colossus as its own self-contained thing. I don't think it needs a prequel or a sequel. I think it's perfect the way it is.
It is. It's a very melancholic story, I guess you can say. Bittersweet. I don't know. Like the ending, like I think I cried at the end because it was very emotional.
Yeah, I would say it's bittersweet too, because it is sad what happens to the hero, but at the least the woman he loves comes back to life.
That's true.
So there's very something Shakespearean about that. Like you get what you want, but then you also lose what you want. That kind of thing.
We're not gonna say exactly what for. I think so. Yeah, I think I did. Yeah, you're the hero, and well, I can spoil it, but nothing happened to you. Also, was there? I remember you had to climb, or you could climb the tower at some point when you had enough stamina, and then you could walk the bridge where you came from, but there was nothing in the end, right? It was closed, like you could not go. I think I did try to do that. It sucked though. I was hoping to get something like. I even like the Lion Colossus, the one in the arena, was it? The small one?
The small Colossus, which is a bit of an oxymoron.
Ico aesthetic though, it was pretty nice, but I did not have fun memories of that for some reason. It felt like a liminal dream, nightmare. There is looming tension. Yeah, it's very tense, but I was getting extremely annoying with the guy talking. It was like whenever he called the girl of light, I think maybe Darla or something. I don't know, maybe that's not the name, but there was a girl made of light. I got extremely annoyed with that. Like, excuse me, the incessant calling. I felt a little irritated, and Shadow of the Colossus was so much better for me.
Jeez, what was your favorite Colossus to fight?
I would have to remember them to be able to name one. It's been so long. I was also sick when I played that game, so maybe that didn't help. Remembering. I finished it in like a day. Because I played the whole day, I was sick.
It's not a long game.
Yeah. 1-2 days.
That's what I like about it, though. It's very.
Oh yeah, I do like games that are short, like short and sweet, basically. That's why I am very critical of these over-bloated RPGs nowadays. Like, why do I have to spend 100 hours to finish the main storyline? I don't want to do that. Give me the main story in 30 hours, 20, 30 hours, maybe 30. 30 is a good amount of time. And then everything else, you know, it's optional. But I don't want to have to spend 100 hours. Is a long time. Especially, I thought so as a kid. And like when I was trying to finish Star Ocean 3, I thought that was pretty long. And a lot of things were just repetitive, just boring. So yeah, just give me shorter RPGs, please. 30 hours max.
I don't know which Colossus is my favorite. There's some of them that I really like, even just for the environment design. Like the fourth one is the horse boss, where you have to go underground and wait for it to look into the hole, and you come out the other side and jump on it while it's looking into the hole. I always thought that was so cool.
Mm-hmm.
Or the iguana one, or it's an iguana or a gecko, and you're in the Colosseum. I thought that was
that's the one I was
fight
referring
too.
to then. Yeah, that's what I was referring to. It's probably the one that gave me the most trouble. Because I remember that one for me. At least for my physical state and mental state back then. Remembering I was sick. It was like, oh god, I can't beat this thing. But yeah,
I like the
mm-hmm.
I like the eel too. Some people don't because they like hate anything to do with water, and having to fight underwater like perturbs them. But I thought that was an interesting fight as well.
I'm gonna have to replay that game. Necessarily. The one where he uses the sand and you drive him out when you fly. I have like very faint memories of all of them, but not clear memories of any of them. So I definitely have to replay it.
You're talking about the flying one. Jeez. The 10th one I was not a fan of. That's the one where you have to use your horse, which, I mean, I wasn't a big fan of using the horses for fights just because I find horse riding in games to be kind of clunky, but it wasn't bad. It's just, you kind of have to ride your horse and then it chases you and you have to wait for its eyes to show up and shoot the arrows at its eyes.
That reminds me of final boss of Breath of the Wild. Exactly the same thing.
Calamity Ganon.
Pretty much. Breath of the Wild? Is it not how the game is called?
Huh?
What?
I say the final boss is Calamity Ganon. Yeah.
Oh, sorry. I thought you said name it again. The microphone doesn't help, or not the microphone. The fact that I am wearing earbuds.
And you're drawing.
I'm drawing. Yes. And I don't sleep.
Jeez, which one of us is the tired one here?
Spoiled. But anyway, cheese. Yeah, it's bittersweet. I know what you mean by that. It's still sad. It's still sad the way it happens. It's still sad. It's sad. That's why it's bittersweet, right? No hope, but it's still kind of sad.
How many of you guys play video games daily? I generally play a little bit each day.
Yeah. These days I'm playing that adventure game, so I'm playing it like 15 to 20 minutes a day. Not every day, but kinda. So it's taking me a while to finish it. Have you played Journey? Yes, I love that game. You mean the one from PS4, like where you're gliding all the time, right? That's another very nice game. Another very... I was not expecting that game to be so touching, but it was. For some strange reason, that's another very strange, peculiar, unique game that I really enjoyed. It's very short and there are no words, just music and landscapes, and you're just gliding. You don't have to do anything. You cannot even lose, basically. So I just stopped someone. Well, I basically did stop as well. I'm just every now and then casually playing, but I'm not very big. I did play some games. For some games I can make exception. But when I tried, most of the times I did not enjoy. Like I got very disappointed with Horizon Zero Dawn. It started out really good. Then after the trial, basically, it becomes extremely annoying and boring and all the same. So after that, I did really enjoy God of War but that was the last one I played and enjoyed. I don't think I've like actual like AAA games, because I'm not really playing AAA games. Like I don't think Subnautica is a AAA game either, and I want to play that. I'm waiting for the PS5 to get 16 Final Fantasy 16. Therapeutic felt like a trip. Yes. Therapeutic is a good word for that game. It can be a distraction. I mean, if you have enough time, I guess yes, you can do that. Like I have some extra time now, I can do it. Otherwise, I wouldn't. Now, when I was in Japan, I was playing with my son. That's it. We were playing Tears of the Kingdom. Now it's here with me, and I'm not playing it because it's not the same thing. So, God of War is dead, sadly, as a franchise. You mean? I know. I played it. I want to play Ragnarok. So if you played Ragnarok, don't spoil it, please. But I did enjoy the PS4 one a lot. I did like the art direction. One of the best art directions of the game industry, at least on PS4, for me. So
I do play some to do case studies on storytelling and mechanics from time to time. Yeah, I play games and take the mechanics and recreate them just to see if I can. As far as storytelling goes, I wouldn't use video games as a case study for storytelling, personally.
Probably not the best idea. Let's say the best writer. I think we talked about this before. The best writers are not in the game industry. Some of them are good. Honestly, some of them are pretty good, but for being games. But obviously, you know, if you want to write, well, you have way better options, right? To learn from. Oh, you didn't finish God of War. Really? You found it boring? No, I didn't. Didn't find it boring. Usually just watch gameplay as a background noise. I don't really like to watch playthroughs. Like either I play the game or I don't. I might watch if I'm interested in the game. I might watch some gameplay to see.
If I like the person playing it, yeah.
Also if I'm considering buying the game, so I might watch some gameplay.
Yeah, I don't really watch people that just play games. Like, I will watch people if they have some sort of interesting insight into the game, where they're teaching you about certain mechanics you might not have otherwise known, and so forth.
Cuff. No, because I'm not. I'm not. I do not have any insight or thing.
Well, I enjoy watching you games because you don't know what you're doing half the time.
Of course not. That's why I'm playing online, like live.
But I'm saying, like, whenever I play games, I try to offer something. Like, I try to explain interesting things that you can do in the game.
Yes, Cheese. Of course I finished God of War. Are you really paying attention to what I say? Of course I finished God of War. I finished it last summer in about a month. I think I actually told you that. Emperor Cheese is not paying attention, see? He doesn't know Hypelos, he doesn't listen to what I say. That sounds like my wife.
Cheese, are you his wife?
Oh, you're multitasking. You were not aware. You forgot. Okay, well, I'm sure I said so several times. I can't believe I didn't, because I also read a book on Norse mythology by Neil Gaiman, so I know I spoke about it extensively, even on stream. So I'm pretty sure I did. I know. Look, go look for the streams from last year, and you will find at least some where I mentioned it. So,
hey Nemo, I know this is off topic, but the plant thing you're working on?
Yes.
I really like number 2. I like that you added the teeth to the top leaf and made it into an actual mouth. That's a neat idea.
Yes. Mm-hmm. Yeah, I like that one. Although my favorite is number 5. Even 3. I mean, I like most of that apart from 1. I hope you appreciate the fact that I did get some inspiration from one of your favorite monsters. You probably don't notice because the details are small, but I used Bioramte also as a reference for some of the vines.
Oh, okay.
I actually went in the Wikizilla to get some concept art. It's so good. The concept art for that monster is awesome. So good.
Yeah.
So. It's very, very cool.
You know, I was thinking, I don't know if you want to do this, but I was thinking we could make minions for it, like little small versions.
Yeah, do
Since
that.
it's like the queen, it would have like little servant plant things.
That's why it's got that very strange name, because it's queen.
Right.
The Empress of Cheese. The Queen of Rodents. The Queen of Plants.
Do you know what the name is referencing?
No, honestly, I don't. But I think I heard something similar at some point. I just not know exactly what it is.
Well, okay, so the first one, the Nepenthe, I think that's how you say it. Is it Nepenthe or Nepenthe?
Nepenthe, I guess. That's how I say it.
Yeah. Well, that's just the genus for old world pitcher plants is Nepenthe.
Okay, it sounded very scientific, so. And what about the other half? Of the name.
What's that?
What about the other half of the game? The name.
Oh, I must have cut out.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, Thalestris is the queen of the Amazons in Greek mythology.
Okay. Yeah, I did not know that.
So now you know, and you know why the queen plant is such a biatch.
But it's a cool. I like it. Hopefully I did a better job at representing your idea than the previous person. I don't know if I want.
I personally think so because I don't think it was bad, but I kind of preferred unrooted than rooted, if you know what I mean.
Yeah. Also, I felt like that one was well rendered, but not very inspired design-wise. A little like anonymous. Maybe it's just me. I don't know.
Well, I was looking at it, and I also feel like if you remember it, the eye looked a little too friendly looking to me. It didn't look very monstrous.
Yeah.
It's like, oh, I've got like a big eye and I'm looking at you. And it just didn't feel like, it didn't have like the monster quality I wanted.
Yeah, I understand. I
feel like if you put an eye on a monster, it needs to be kind of gruesome looking. I don't know.
Yeah, it has to. That's why I liked, let me see. I liked the eye of number 1. Like, I thought about giving it a small pupil because it's kind of unsettling. It's like very nervously looking here and there. Very nervous. Very, very nervous.
I still think you could take 2 and maybe modify the eye to be a little more gruesome looking.
Yeah.
I don't know. It's up to you.
Okay, so now. This has been cleaned up to a degree. I don't know if I like... Because this would have to be heard in the other direction. I'm not liking
married, Cheese?
Oh, he's not married.
Whenever you get married, you gotta invite us to your wedding.
Yeah, so that I can say no.
So we can object.
I don't like... No, I don't like wedding. Alright, Simon. Have a good night. Good evening. I'm gonna color it now. I just posted it in the chat. I want to see it. Or share. Ooh. That's pretty cool. I like it. It's very fantasy-esque. Good job.
Yeah, it kind of reminds me of like a dwarf mage.
Yep, I was thinking about that, like a dwarf. Because of the beard, probably. I guess that's the beard, right? Yeah, some sort of dwarf mate. It's pretty cool. I like the small details you added. Are you gonna color it by hand? Or do you scan it? I forgot if you actually do digital. Maybe you don't. What do I do here now? Huh. First, I think I'm gonna add the scales. What do I want to do with scales? They have to be some. They have to be some scales. God, how many? I am 100% sure they use some kind of cheating for the Grambler. Like, look at this. You see this? I will never believe these guys did this so precisely manually. Like, look at that. Those are pretty precise, apart from here, but these are fairly precise. Like, god damn. It's possible, but I would think, oh, a little, yeah, I would think they use some scale.
Beard is made of crystals. Well, I will have to shill for Nemo here and say he has an excellent short that shows you how to draw shinies on crystals.
Yeah, that's digital though. Thank you. It is for digital, but you might, find it interesting still.
It still might be helpful. Look at it.
Yeah. It might be. Do I want this or not?
Or I'll invite you, bros, if you don't embarrass me. I would never embarrass you.
No, we never do. You're nervous about hand coloring. Oh yeah, because mistakes. But it adds value to it though, the fact that it's, it's traditional. It adds a lot of value to it. I wish I had the patience to do it myself. I just don't.
Don't flirt with the bridesmaids or also have security remove you. You're gonna have security at your wedding?
What are you? Some kind of important movie star or something? You know what? I'm gonna sigh. Pressure sensitivity. Oh shoot. This sucks. I was not recording. Oops. Okay. So the time lapse will not have this part. Oopsie. Whoops. Fine.
Maybe you should set a reminder when you start these streams to start
I
recording.
usually do. I don't know why I didn't today. I never forgot. It's literally the first time I forget in several days since when I started recording basically everything. But that's fine. It's adding mystery. Right. I think. No, I don't want this.
Protect us.
Does what?
What do you mean?
Protect from what?
The bridesmaids?
Oh yeah.
What,
that makes sense.
What kind of woman are you marrying? Hey, we need to be protected from
She's
their friends.
probably from Mexico or something.
Well, that's understandable. If we don't want to get like knifed or something.
Yep. Thinking about revitalizing my YouTube. Can you be so chill and natural with your work? I'm chill in general. I am pretty self-deprecating usually, so I'm thinking I can post up these making short videos. Yeah, do. Why not? By all means. Everyone's contribution is appreciated. Like, do not ever think that there is too much, like the market, especially in this case. Like, maybe if you are making mobile apps or mobile games, yeah, but in this case, every single person has a different take on things. So I wouldn't ever be worried about saturating the market, honestly, because it's simply not possible with art. You have your own voice. People are gonna follow you for what you do, regardless of how many people are out there doing art, because they're not gonna do the same things as you do. It's impossible. Even if you want to, like, that's just not possible. So. I don't know if I want scales or kind of. Maybe I don't. Then need some extra room. I always had some trouble making serpent things look coherent from side to side. You don't want to get your ring robbed by who? Me?
By your fellow people.
The perfect destination, you mean location?
For my wedding, not for the bachelor party. Oh, come on. You need to have a bachelor party.
You do. But I'm going to come there and remove all the alcohol.
I mean, if you're like, it doesn't have to be a strip club or something. My brother's bachelor party was very fun.
Where was it?
We went to a shooting range and we shot guns.
Oh yeah, you mentioned it. Oh, cool. Yeah.
And we went back to his friend's house, and then we had a bonfire, and then that's where I mentioned that we were doing fire breathing.
Oh yeah, right. That sounds nice though. Sounds nice. Sounds nice. Okay. Hopefully those are correct. I'm gonna have to curve them a little bit though. Yeah, no problem, Mr. J. No problem. Please do, and if you do, let us know. We're gonna talk about it here. Or if you want to, like, do you still have videos there? You can tell me the name, I can look it up and I can show it. If you want.
Well, but you see, guys will normally do that because that's fun for us, but what about the bachelorette party? Are you worried that she's gonna hire male strippers or something?
He doesn't have a wife yet, and he's already jealous. And he calls me beta. Sir, grow a beard.
You know, you could just tell her no. Like that, you're allowed to tell the woman you're with no to things.
Yeah, I mean, you are, and she's also free not to listen to, in which case you can just not get married at that point.
Yeah, if she doesn't listen to you, then say, okay, no wedding. Yeah.
Except she is going to listen, and then after the wedding, she's going to stop listening. I'm not absolutely talking about experience, personally. Absolutely. I did not casually, tell my wife not to do things, and my previous, before wife, things that she would actually listen to me about, and then she stopped listening to me after getting married. I'm not absolutely saying that. Of course.
Well, that's good evidence that you shouldn't get married.
Yeah. Like if she is smart enough to just do it after marriage, I guess that's a problem. But if you're lucky enough to notice before marriage, just kick her out. Just random advice from a guy who did not clearly have this kind of experience. And every reference to people or thing or facts that have really happened are a complete coincidence. Of course. Theoretics, okay. It's not the issue. I don't care. I would tell her no, but I think that would be hypocritical. Why? No, I don't. Strategizing. Why? I don't strategize without a battle to fight first. You have a few videos, okay.
Well, I get what he's saying. You have even if you're not with somebody, you still have to have the tools to properly vet somebody who you think is marriage material. So if you notice that, like, yeah, I mean, if you see that a woman is like listening to her friends a lot and her friends are giving her bad advice, I mean that can be a worry, and I've known
her family
situations like that.
Or her family. Again, not talking from personal experience.
But I mean, like, if her friends are saying, your husband, he doesn't make enough money, you really deserve somebody better, you should seek other options, that kind of thing, which does happen.
Yeah.
I mean, you have to be on the lookout for that.
You should probably drop the kind of woman. If she doesn't listen to you, if you ask her to choose between you and her friends who say that about you, and she doesn't, stop seeing her friends, and you stop seeing her. I think that's the only option, unless you want to be in that kind of situation the rest of your life. So
I find it's very easy to
I understand. That's why I'm telling you that, Cheese. That's exactly why I'm telling you that. That's why.
But it should be obvious who that affects, though. I mean, maybe that's just me, and perhaps I just have better social skills, but I can suss out the people that are like that. I mean, it's like, if you go to a club, are you really expecting to find a girl that's going to be like a really nice traditional wife in a nightclub or something? Of course not. You need to understand, like, the things you want, you have to go to the places where you can find them.
Yeah, right. Where? Nowhere, technically, these days. So, right? Cheese?
It's unfortunately true, but...
Yeah, these days are, I guess, for people who want more traditional, nice woman, it's pretty hard.
They'll say something like, you can go to a church and find a nice church girl, but honestly, even a lot of them have a lot of the same characteristics. So
yeah, it's really hard nowadays, I guess. Really hard.
It's important to ask questions, though, Cheese. I'm fully on board with that. I don't care if the questions you ask might end up causing harm to a potential relationship. You need to ask questions about things that are important to you before.
Absolutely, 100%, yeah. But then again, this is no guarantee that the person will keep doing the same things she said she will do after getting married. So
it's
just
not
consider that. But at least you got, you weed out the worst people, I guess.
I think there are tells, though. There are things that you can pick up on before that happens, where you realize, she said something, but it wasn't entirely true, that kind of thing. Or that she's making statements, and you're like, that's a little bit questionable. Like there are little nuances that you can pick up on, but you just have to be like aware, and you can't just let your emotions be like, oh, I love her, she's the love of my life, I can't imagine life without her. You can't get drained in that kind of thing, because that turns off the rational part of your brain that overlooks the red flags.
Pretty much. Yeah, you should look out for red flags, because that's like, once you see 3, it's probably time to leave. Because you're like, they do not necessarily need to be red flags in general, but red flags like that are not compatible with your character. So if you see 3 things that are not compatible, and I don't know, she's not willing to negotiate, there isn't much you can do, really. The basis for a relationship is communication and negotiation.
Yes.
So if you can't have that, then there's no point in having a relationship in the first
If you
place.
can't communicate with her, why would you even think about marrying her?
I have a cough today. I have a bad cough. I don't know what's happening. Someone must be talking about me. Don't look for Pikachus in a Rattata. That's a good analogy. Thank you. Yeah. You could say that.
It's more like don't look for a Clefairy in a den full of Grimer.
Or Gengar. You know, it could be mistaken for, I guess. But yeah. Be careful. Be careful. Careful. Be full of care. Okay, let's see if it is to be. If this is to be with these spikes, like not spikes, with the what are these called? They're not exactly scales, they have a specific name. Things on the bottom of a snake. I forgot. Ventral something. I forgot. It's a disciplinary thing as well. You're not gonna find many people with discipline nowadays, if that's what you mean. Cheese.
You're right. I looked it up. It is the ventral scales.
Okay.
I was trying to think of the name too. Guys have this I don't like this, but let me see how I can work this out approach. Don't do that.
Don't do that. Trust me. Don't do that.
Listen, I know this is going to sound harsh, but do not spend your time trying to change somebody. They either are or they aren't who you want them to be.
The worst case scenario is when someone is really trying hard to be something else and might deceive you if you're young enough.
Because that's going to crack over time. You're eventually going to see them for who they are.
Yeah, at some point it will crack. At some point it will crack. In a change of environment or anything else, it will happen. You will see that every now and then it will become more and more and more until it will be completely unbearable. And so
I know I say the same thing, but guys do it even though they know it's not going to work out. Well, that's because they try to maintain hope, and a lot of those guys have families too. You have to consider, like they have children with a woman, and they're like, I want this to work out because
you have to
I
make it work.
The family
because,
together,
right?
But that's often not their decision, by the way.
Yeah. Nowadays, it's very often not their decision. It's what they can get. So, if you're lucky enough, the other I'm slowly becoming a high fellow.
Can we make this marriage work?
Mishuna. But Barkeep has his darling, you know. He's got his darling already, so he is the love of my life.
Please don't take me to Hypello family court.
So what was I saying? If the other person is passive enough, you might be able to work it out, but it's hard. Let's make this work, babies. Yeah.
I am not a shimp.
Absolutely. What can I do for you? What can I do for you? No.
What can you do for me?
What can you do for me? Yeah, all right.
I am Alpha Hypello.
An Alpha Pello. Alpha Pello. I feel like these scales should be...
Hypello Sigma Male compilation on YouTube.
I'm sure someone should make that. Hypello Sigma moments. Or Alpha moments.
It'd be great. We need to take like the audio from the game and put it into like an AI voice
I
generator.
have to do that. I
Yeah.
absolutely have to do that. So actually, I tried with the voices that I had to put it in an AI synthesizer. It did not work. It's too weird. I guess they're not able to do that. It worked with Barrett. I was hoping like to get something similar to Barrett, but it didn't. So I am probably better off for now just trying to imitate the Hypello.
Well, did you take clips or did you take raw audio? Because if you're taking clips from the game, there might be like other audio artifacts.
I cleaned it up, but I guess it was not enough. So yeah, it might be that. But it's still a weird voice. I think when it samples the voices you sent, they have to be somewhat similar to something,
Right.
voice-ish for it to work. I'm just assuming from what I've seen, like, trying to do that. So, am I seriously gonna redo these scales? It's looking good though. I'm gonna have to add some detail on the top though, figure out like what. I think it was a good idea though to add the scales to the bottom part. What do you guys think? It's giving it some slightly different touch, and I'm gonna have to like maybe reduce this like that, make it look coherent, like same size here, what we were talking about before. Same size. I know a lot about size.
Size matters not. Look at me, judge me by my size, do you?
What, is it a quote?
Yeah, that's Yoda from The Empire Strikes Back.
I could not remember that at all.
Wow. Nemo, we're gonna have to do... You know what? We should do movie sessions where you and I just watch movies.
We should. But you keep in mind that I'm not good at remembering things that are not visual. Please. Huh.
That's
also,
what Sam and I
it's been a
do.
long time. Movie sessions?
He and I every week we either watch a movie or we watch a television show, and we're in a Zoom call together, and we just comment on it while we're watching at the same time.
That's cool. Yeah.
We just recently finished watching Firefly.
I heard that. I'm not sure how it is though. How is it?
It's better than I remember it being. I actually liked it a fair amount.
Okay.
There are issues with it, but it's a good show. Better than anything on TV today.
Oh yeah, I think Emperor Cheese mentioned that some time ago, like a Discord watch party or something. Discord is when we did not agree in the kitchen. Discord. Should we Discord?
Miss Yuna, I'm a Discord moderator. I help run the Hypello wiki.
Wikipello?
Wikipello.
Wikipedia.
Hypopedia.
We can try that sometime. Hopefully before I go to Japan, because after I'll be there again in October, I will have a lot less time. So
You hear that, Emperor Cheese? We're gonna have movie night.
movie night. Yes. I mean, if it wasn't illegal to stream movies and comment them, we could do something like that on stream, but it's illegal. Probably, so.
Sam and I thought about doing that, and we were just going to like have like a static image, and then we would tell you what episode of whatever show we're watching in the background while we talk over it. I mean, it's not as fun, but at least you can kind of see, like you can open it up in your own tab and watch along with us.
Yeah. I wonder if it can work. at least hopefully I'm not gonna get am I gonna get comments from you like if you're watching the Groundhog Day? By the way, nice movie. I like that movie. Are you gonna say something about them being in a Disney castle because the day was always the same and then it wasn't? Hopefully not.
You're talking about Groundhog Day?
Yeah.
Oh, I love that movie.
Me too. I like it a lot. It's so, I don't know, is it underrated? Because I don't hear talking enough about it. It's a very good movie. I liked it a lot.
It's a fantastic movie.
Very, very nice movie. Unfortunately, ruined by someone I watched it with.
It's such a shame. That's what I'm saying. Like, back in the day, you actually had movies that were dealing with like interesting scenarios or concepts. Like they felt a little bit more inspired. And nowadays, it just feels like all the same trash.
It is all the same trash. It is all the same trash.
Like that concept is great. What if a guy just had to relive the same day over and over, and he was trapped in like a loop? It's really interesting from like a philosophical perspective.
Absolutely. Yeah. Like, what would you do?
And the
what
montage,
would you do different?
and the montage of him trying to kill himself in different ways over and over again.
Yeah.
He's like, death is the only way out, and then he just wakes up the next day. Oh, damn it.
I do like the growth of the character. That's the perfect example of how a character grows over
Right.
the span of a movie. That's just great. Love that. I wasn't expecting, like, I think the first time I saw it, it was just on TV. I'm like, oh, you know what, I'm going here just because I like this. It was winter. I like to see movies that are like snowy and Christmas-ish, I guess. And I was surprised. Like, I think I had to go to school the next day, but I stayed up to watch it all because it was really good. And then obviously watched it in English as well later.
How many years he spent in the loop? I believe it was. It was. I think if you work it out, it's something he was stuck on the same day for like 33 years.
Really, 33?
Yeah, if you work out the logic in the movie.
Damn, that's a long time. I thought it was like a year or so. I never, try to make out some logic. So I had no idea. That's a long time, man.
I don't have the color tan. How do I improve? You mean like you don't have a tan colored pencil or something?
Or maybe the message was good.
I mean, you could approximate it using a combination of colors, I suppose.
Are you using color pencils? Tan, like a brownish color. You can use dirt. Improvise. How do you improvise? It depends on the medium. What are you using? With color pencils, you can use a light brown and a yellow, I guess, a little bit.
I would use a little bit of brown. If you have
Gray.
white, maybe mix the brown with white to make tan.
Or change the color, if possible. Color pencil, yeah. Just mix them up. They're very easy to mix. Or you can watercolor them. Like the water soluble color pencils are so good. At like for drawing, for filling in line art, because you can just blend the colors together later. You sent the original. Yeah, I mean, in terms of colors, I don't know. Oh, okay. Yeah, just use another color. I don't know. Make up the colors, I guess. Is that yours? Did you make that in what's that? Paint? I don't know. What is it? Try something else. That's a brown, basically. Brown, gray, and beige, sort of. You can use a white with some yellow and brown for that, I guess. I would say. Anyway, I think this is looking pretty good. What do you think, Chase? I think the scales on the, let's call them scales for now. The scales on the lower part are working.
Yeah, I like them a lot. It adds to the design.
Yeah, I might just have to see. I'm gonna see what I can add to the top part. But it's looking pretty good. Yeah, maybe some fine detailing to the top, and then it's ready to go. Thinking I might change this. Wing that's farther away fin, because I don't like how it's bending, because this one is not. We'll see. Anyway, thank you, Emperor of Sneeze. You put green, okay. Shade the brown to get some tones. Wish me luck. Excuse me for yawning again. Okay, I'm gonna sleep now. But yeah, good luck with that. And I don't know anybody. I mean, nobody I know is streaming at the moment, so we will just go. Thanks everybody for being here, keeping us company. Thank you, Chase, as always, obviously, for being my co-host and the interesting conversation. Okay, everybody, talk to you tomorrow's Friday. Yeah, talk to you tomorrow with Leviathan again. Take care.